We hope you enjoy part 1, and now let's jump straight into part 2 of the Arnold Classic Hype Show. Guys, we are ready for action! Welcome back to part 2 of AJ's World of Bodybuilding Arnold Classic Edition, and we are joined for part 2 by Miguel. Is it Chain? How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, in Portuguese it's Shain, but you can say Chain if you want. I don't care. No problem. Everybody calls me Chain anyway.
One of the biggest Brazilian bodybuilding journalists. I think his channel has 130,000 subscribers, correct?
Yes, 124 at this point.
When did you start that channel?
Man, I've been covering bodybuilding since 2006.
Oh, wow.
So I'm an old man already. I started writing for magazines in Brazil when the sport was almost nothing here. And in 2008, I opened my channel on YouTube, but I only start really working on it from 2017.
Okay, because you
5
do
years.
videos almost every day, correct?
Yeah, three or four videos a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
One quick question, just because.
Sure.
What is if you can answer it easy, what do you think the explosion is for bodybuilding in Brazil? What is the main cause for this last 5 years we've seen? Or has it always been there? We just haven't seen it because we don't live in Brazil.
No. I think first thing, after they split from IFBB, things got easier for us because NPC came to Brazil with Eric and Tamer Elguindi, and they brought pro qualifiers, they brought pro shows, and that warmed up our country and our scene. So things start to happen. The supplement companies start putting more money on the athletes and sponsoring shows, and we had talent before, but they was IFBB just didn't give him the pro cards.
Okay.
So they were being held back. And when they start getting their pro cards, things are exploding.
Who is most popular? Is it Rafael Brandão or him in Brazil? Or are they pretty equal right now?
Definitely Ramon. Ramon is more
he's
popular.
More popular, really?
Yeah. Man, you know all the dinosaurs on the internet?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, man, because his fans are crazy. Even when we talk good things about him. The other day I did a video and okay, Ramon is good, and people were complaining because okay, but you said good things, but your intonation, you said, so they are very passionate about that.
So it's
because
wow, really?
Yes, no, don't get me wrong, Rafael Brandão is very popular here, but you are from Europe. I think it's easier for you to understand that soccer or football culture, people want to win fast. And Rafael, he's very young, but he's been there for years. And in the eyes of Brazilian people, he's not winning. He's not doing right. And sometimes people just go against him.
Okay.
And Ramon is just starting, and everything is going right. He's winning shows and getting good placings at the Olympia. So it's been easier for him.
Arnold Classic is here. We're excited. Yeah. I asked the guys, Gregory and Roy, disagree with me. We can ask you first, Miguel. Shaun Clarida, 190 pounds, 212, 2 times 212 champion. He just had a new kid. Congratulations. I think it was 2-3 weeks.
About a month. Yeah, 3 weeks ago, but almost a month ago.
So.
Yeah. Shaun Clarida, do you see a possibility? His lines, symmetry, shape, conditioning, very balanced, but he's also 110 pounds less than Big Ramy, for instance.
Yeah.
Can we see a Shaun Clarida actually winning this show?
With all respect, no. I can see because when you look at him alone, he's like a mini Ron Coleman. He has all the things he has. He's carrying so much mass, but when you put him side by side with guys with Nick Walker and guys taller guys with bigger frames like Samson Dauda, Big Ramy, and Andrew Jack, he's having a hard time. He's having a hard time. In the end of the day, when guys have equal volume and conditioning and everything, the bigger guy should win. And it's his structure. He can't change that, unfortunately. So I think it's harder for him. I wouldn't bet on him.
Gregory and Roy, I agree with Miguel, but you guys are the pros. Enlighten us who doesn't have a pro card why Shaun Clarida can beat these. How is it possible? Roy, we can start with you.
So this is how, and this is how he did it at Legion. You gotta remember, like, if you're in the judges booth, they're looking at him and they're looking at the lineup, but they can't judge him based on being like 200-300 pounds. They have to judge him for the amount of mass he has on it. Like, how tall is he? I think about like
5'0".
5'2".
5'2". He's like 5. Like he's a shorter stature. So yeah, he's not Ramy. He's not Samson. None of the other guys. However, he doesn't need to be 200-300 pounds on stage because he's shorter. So he's big for his size. Now the thing is, it's like you said earlier, assuming everybody's conditioning is the same, everybody's proportions are the same or whatever, the bigger guy will win the show. The problem is that's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Somebody's going to come in off, like they always come in.
Samson, Nick
People's
Walker's never off.
conditioning. You're gonna have guys, and this shit happens every show. You're gonna have guys that are gonna come in. They're gonna play the size game. Oh, I need to be fuller. I need to be this. I need to be that. And they're not going to play the conditioning. Whereas Shaun, he makes everything perfect. The only knock, like, we got to really look at what we're talking about here. The only knock you have on him is something he cannot control, which is his height. All the stuff that he can control, he does, and he does flawlessly. So when you put him in a lineup, like the other guys, Andrew Jack looks great, Samson looks great, but they're not the same level of experience and consistency Shaun Clarida is. And Shaun Clarida is going to expose that. It's a different animal. Now, if those guys, hypothetically speaking, right, those guys come in perfect, they pose perfect, everything's perfect. Okay, you could say like he's going to get beat, but somebody's going to mess up.
Gregory, we've seen Nick Walker. You say you're one of them, Gregory, who's saying he can do it. Nick Walker has never been off. His new pictures we've seen, conditioning is fantastic. I think he even looks a little bit more streamlined, correct, in the waist? And the waist,
yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So explain to me how then Shaun Clarida is going to beat the third best guy in the world in the Open when he is going to be on Nick Walker, just for example. How is he going to do that?
Okay, let me go from that. It's like Roy said, if you look at Shaun Clarida right now, pound for pound, is the biggest bodybuilder in the world.
Is the what?
Pound for pound. He's the biggest bodybuilder in the world.
Pound for pound, yes.
At his height, he is. Basically, if you look at everybody's body, he has no flaws. If you look at him standing, his condition is always there. He's full, he has everything. Like Roy said, the chances of all the big guys all in shape are slim to none. And like all the smaller guys did in the past, Shaun Ray did that, Dexter did that, all these guys who were not supposed to do nothing, all ended up beating the bigger guys. Because the bigger guys' problem is they always think size, and forget everything else. And I'm telling people all the time, Shaun Clarida right now is probably right now the best under 200 pound bodybuilders of all time. Under 200 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow. Better
Okay.
than Flex Lewis?
Flex Lewis was never under 200. I said
Ah,
under 200 pounds.
Under 200, yeah.
okay.
Under 200 pounds. Okay. So with all of that, remember one thing. He has nothing to lose in that show. Nothing to lose.
No, that's true.
This guy, he has nothing. All these guys, if they lose against him, they look stupid, not him.
We have 3 other guys to talk about before we go into our predictions and other thoughts. William Bonac, Miguel. Did you see what you think about his Olympia 9th place? I believe it was at the Olympia. What do you think about his Olympia package based on what he usually brings?
Yeah, he brought a better package than the last shows he did. He improved it a little, but he still wasn't able to place well. And I'm a little worried about him for this show, especially because when he agreed to enter the show, it was him and Samson.
Yeah.
And he told a few weeks ago, I don't remember, okay, I don't have the Olympia spot qualification, so I need to qualify, and I want to qualify earlier. So I jumped in the Arnold. And when it was Samson and him, he had a good shot. He had a good chance. But after that, Rami entered, Andrew Jack, Nick Walker, and I think based on his last shows, it's going to be a little harder for him to do well at this show. I think it's easier, Shaun Clarida, to win the show than Bonac.
Really?
It's going to, yeah, I think.
Gregory, I'm a Bonac guy. The Arnold Classic, because Bonac has proved he's Mr. Arnold Classic.
Yes, he is.
Can he recreate that magic here? Because he's got a lot of confidence, I would imagine.
Here's my thing, okay? Remember last year, he beat Brendan last year at the Arnold.
Are you sure? Wait. Roy, who did you have last year? Brandon or Bonac?
I forgot who I had last year, but Greg is right. Like that shit was close. It was very close. Like it wasn't a sweeping victory. They're neck and neck. So I agree with what he's saying. Like I think people write William off too quick.
All the time. All his career, okay? And the week after that, it did Boston. And in Boston, it looked even better. And he won Boston.
Correct.
Okay? Basically, at the Arnold this year, okay, he didn't come in as good as you should have been. But as you just said, AJ, people make that mistake. Because you come in that one show, they write you off. Okay? If there's someone we have to watch, is him. Because if he comes in like he did last year at the Arnold, all the judges are in trouble. And I will even go to that. If he comes in like that, I love Shaun to death. But I don't think Shaun can beat William like that. Because William, at that point, he's too big. But William has to come in like he did last year.
Who other guys? Nick Walker. Probably the favorite for on Instagram, social media in the Western world, at least in America and here in Europe. It's Nick Walker. People really, really like him. I think they like his personality. He's always on this podcast. He gives so much out of himself. He has very freaky muscle, always in condition. He's exciting. Nick Walker, Miguel, is he the favorite for you to win this show?
Yeah, he's the favorite for me, the close favorite, may I say, because he got 3rd place at the Olympia and he's improving. People like him, and most important, the judge like him. The judge like the way his physique, because I like him. His physique, I like him when he's training with clothes. Okay, man, this guy is a freak. I don't like him so much on stage. I think he has some flaws. Like his waist, but again, those are things that he can't control, and he's doing his best to improve where he can. But I think for this show, considering the placings and considering the mass he's carrying and the conditioning, I don't think he's going to be off. He's very consistent too. So I think he's one of the favorites. Samson, I don't know if you have talked about Samson already.
No, we're gonna talk about him after. Yeah, he's the last guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Samson can be a problem for him. So after we talk about Samson.
I noticed you said a little bit about his shape. Roy Evans, you're a shape guy. Is Nick Walker the shape? What can I say? Is he aesthetics to you? Nick Walker, is he aesthetic bodybuilder to you? Is he the type of guy you would want to win the Arnold Classic?
Well, they're not judging it off of aesthetics. So he for the judging criteria, he's checking the boxes. But I mean, are you serious? You're really asking me if I think Nick Walker is aesthetic?
No, but like, is he's the favorite coming in based off his Olympic?
Yeah, he's a favorite. Yeah, for technical textbook bodybuilding for the judging criteria.
Yeah.
Unless they change the judging criteria to back like it was in the 90s or the early 2000s, he fits the judging criteria and maximizes the points. He does have he has extreme muscularity. He is for the weighted categories, he's proportional enough. He's symmetrical enough. You know, he has enough size, and he brings condition. So for what we have on paper for the judging criteria right now, he checks all the boxes, and that's how he wins shows.
Gregory,
Yes.
Nick Walker.
Yes.
I'm excited, but you guys are a little bit Nick Walker.
No, I'll tell you what, okay? I wasn't a fan of Nick in the beginning. But Nick is somebody that is, as we just said, he is really, really on point with his conditioning. He improves all the time. He never had one bad showing yet. He plays the media, social media perfectly. We see him all the time. He improves. He's young. And on top of that, I know his body's not aesthetic, for sure. He's not. He will never be that. French Foreign wasn't that either at the time. And French one showed. Okay? But he is right now. If somebody can tell me right now who's the most consistent in the open right now, it's him. Because when he got in, nobody said he's gonna lose. Because he has brought consistency, and he understands his strong points and his weak points. And if you saw him last year at the Olympia, his routine was good. He actually put work in his routine. So everything that he has a weakness on, he works on it. But he cannot work on his waist and everything, but everything else he does perfectly. And if you look at the picture that he has now, he looks in better shape now than he was at the Olympia.
But how come he is the favorite bodybuilder in the world for kids when they've started this? We want aesthetics. We want the class. If you remember with Louis Marco.
Bubble gun. Hey boy, drop it down. Let me see that.
Remember with Louis Marco, he started with that. You know what? You remember those days, and that's when you see on Instagram aesthetics, and we want them classical. If that's what the kids want, why is Nick Walker the most popular one there?
Because you know what? Nick is young, and Nick shows himself all the time.
Okay.
Nick has a very nice girlfriend, which helps also. So basically, you know, okay, yeah. No, everything works.
Okay.
And the thing is, it's very transparent. And in this world of social media, transparency is something that kids want. He shows everything. And you know what? And that's why he's so popular. That's why we say Walker Nation now.
I got a question. I got a question. This is a deeper question. Is he?
Go ahead. What's up?
Is he popular worldwide, or is he primarily popular in the US?
He's very popular in
Bro.
Europe.
Yeah.
He's very popular in Europe.
Yeah.
I think he represents a different type of fan or a different type of physique. And I think everybody needs a hero, right? So if you're coming from, there's a lot of folks that come into the sport and they're like, I don't have the genetics. They have the usual mantra, I don't have genetics, I work hard or whatever. If you're a guy that has a blocky physique yourself, Nick Walker is going to be your hero. You're going to look at the guy, you're going to be like, yeah, his physique isn't really all that attractive, but he was able to take his physique and push it to the limit, and he's able to win shows and become one of the best bodybuilders on the planet. So he's going to become your hero. Whereas if you're a person that, has aesthetics, values aesthetics, he might not necessarily be your guy. So I think in the industry, with just looking at bodybuilding as a business, in the industry, he's needed, and he filled, at the time when he came on board, he really filled a void, he filled a gap, because people that, let's look at how many people do vacuums. If you're really aesthetic, you don't need to do a vacuum. A vacuum is used to really hide a blocky physique. But how many people are doing vacuums? Because there's a lot of people with blocky physiques. And so everybody needs a hero. You know what I mean? So I think Nick Walker is like popular because he represents, he's the hero to a significant portion of the population of bodybuilding fans, and that's what he's bringing to the industry.
But he's got some great muscle bellies, though.
Yeah. Can I say something about that? Yes. Okay, like this, okay? If you look at Nick Walker right now, and Arnold aside, at the Olympia, if you take Derek Lunsford out, he matches very well with Adi Chopin, because they're about the same kind of aesthetics. So when we say that, and we say that he caters to a different crowd, yes, he is, okay, and all of that, but we cannot dismiss the fact that he's been moving up the ranks ever since he came in. So the guy is improving. Well, and people can say his aesthetics, and talking to someone, I'm telling you, I am not a fan of him, but I respect the work ethic, and I respect the fact that what he has, he does better than a lot of guys that put more than him. And the judges are rewarding him for that. Because every time he comes on the stage, he presents himself in the best way. And that's why he's right now number 3 in the world.
Samson Dauda, Miguel, I've known him personally for some years now. And for me personally, I'm just going to say it, he is the guy. It's a little bit different, because when you're close friends with someone, you will want them to win. I don't care about bias, not biased. If he's my friend, I want him to win. But I gotta say, Miguel, the way Samson has followed me closely, he was like, from 2017, he was like 10th place in Prague, to now the most beautiful aesthetic freak who can pose, who can do anything. He's growing every year, but keeping the waist tight. Miguel, talk to us about Samson Dauda. Yeah, how do you see him?
This guy is amazing, because I've been following him. I met him last December for the first time. Nicest guy in the world, and I've been following him since that time in Korea. You remember that?
Yes.
He spent like 1 month
when he got robbed by Chul in Korea. Yes.
Yeah, man. And I was thinking, oh my God, this guy is he at that point, I couldn't see him winning big shows and everything, and now he improved it a lot, and he's one of my favorites. He posted a video yesterday, and I was we might be witnessing something very special at this point with him, because he's carrying the mass. He has all the proportions and symmetry and the lines and everything. and as you said, he's growing while keeping his waist tight and under control. He needs to improve his conditioning, but for this Arnold, it seems that his condition is very improved. And okay, I need to be drier to win, and I think we are going to see that. If there's at this point someone that, in my opinion, of course, that can beat Nick Walker, is Samson Dauda. If like the guy said, if he gets there dry like the desert, he needs to be very good condition to beat Nick Walker. But when he managed to do that, I think it's going to be very hard to beat him for anybody. And just, I know I'm talking a lot. Sorry.
No, that's why we want to have you on.
Talking about that, is Nick Walker in Brazil? He has lots of fans in Brazil, but people in Brazil prefer Samson. Samson is more popular here. Yeah, in terms of bodybuilding, because I think there's two things being popular on social network, on Instagram and everything. And Nick is a very relatable person, because okay, it's a guy that worked his way up and he's not genetically gifted, and more than that, he shows his life. He's a young guy, so younger people are following him. But when we talk about Nick Walker versus Samson Dauda, people in Brazil and most of people we talk, okay, if Samson, I prefer Samson. Everybody loves him because he's more aesthetic, and we have Rafael Brandão. So I think people in Brazil are a little biased for that aesthetic look at this point. So they like Samson a lot. They like Regan Grimes a lot, and they like Andrew Jack. Andrew Jack is huge in Brazil. People love him here.
Gregory, Roy, we're gonna go into who we think, but just quick. Greg?
Yes.
You prefer Samson or Nick Walker for your eyes as a judge?
Samson.
Roy?
1,000. Samson 1,000%.
Roy?
Samson.
Okay, so all four here prefer Samson. Okay, guys, we have everyone. We've talked about everyone. You weren't here in part one, but let's get into a top 5 list that we all can agree on. Nick Walker is in it, correct?
Yes.
Correct, Miguel?
Yeah. Nick Walker?
Yeah. We have Samson Dauda.
In the top 5?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. We have Big Ramy, correct?
Yes.
Yes?
Oh, okay.
Miguel, stop it now. What are you? You have Big Ramy in top 5, correct?
Let's see.
AJ,
I think so.
AJ, you can't do that. You're swaying the people. You can't do that.
Okay, Roy Evans, do we have Big Ramy in the top 5?
I believe so. Yeah, go around, because I think he's gonna go mentally. He's gonna go where he needs to go. I think I'll argue, because he's got something to prove now. I'll argue he's gonna be top 3.
Andrew Jack is in the top 5, correct?
Yes.
So who is the last person? We have Bonac and we have Shaun Clarida. We have Patrick Moore, Justin, Kamal, Akeem. Who is their last guy in the top 5 of those that's left?
Clarida.
I would go for Clarida.
Roy?
Yeah, I'll go for Clarida.
So that means that this panel don't have William Bonac in the top 5 at the Arnold.
Hold on. You see that age? You see how we put it? You see how we put it? He puts us all in shame now. You see? Now we look stupid.
No, and Gregory, you were the one who said don't underestimate and all this. So
I know. I saw you coming. I know.
Yeah.
So this is the thing. This is the thing. The Arnold is typically Williams' show.
Correct.
And I'll say that. It's very hard to judge that, though, this go around because there's so many wild cards. And I like Andrew Jack's physique. However, if we want to do the whole Shaun Rhoden comparison thing, like, yes, his camp is similar to Shaun's in the past when he did the Olympia run. The thing that we're forgetting is Shaun had been with Aceto for years. So Aceto had time to learn Shaun's body. Aceto is new. The Andrew and Aceto, that's a new dynamic. So there, where he has to figure out, Andrew's code. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I get that.
That's not a guarantee. I don't think that's a guaranteed top 5.
Okay.
But I got one thing to say about that one. When you said Shaun and Chris Aceto, when Shaun went with Aceto, first show they worked together, he won Tampa. Second show, he got third at the Olympia. The first year he got third. He got third behind Phil and Kai. He got third. So Chris is very good with these guys. But you're right. Of all those guys, Andrew is the one that we're still not. We know, but it's like we're waiting for something.
Right.
We're waiting for something that might happen. Maybe not now, but we're waiting for something. And he has that something.
Miguel, it's so you have your top 5. Who's your top 5, Miguel?
Yeah, I agree. My top 5 would have Nick Walker, Samson Dauda, Big Ramy, Andrew Jack, and Shaun Clarida. One thing, of course, we it's an if, but in the last few shows, there's an aspect. Generally, we forget to add, which is the judges.
Weinberger, correct?
I think so. I think so, but
Yeah.
the judges are inclined to award physiques like Samson, like Andrew Jack. He won a few shows last year, even not being in his best condition. That's a point I consider when I'm taking my top 5. So I think he can jump on top 5, even if he isn't in his best.
This is it's a stacked show. It's really It's gonna be it's a super stacked show. Before we end it, Roy, give me your top 3 quickly. Your top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3.
In order?
I want to go.
If you can.
I'm gonna go Samson, Nick, and Ramy.
You have Samson winning, Nick second, Ramy third.
Well, I didn't say who's winning.
Okay, that's your top 3.
I said that's my top 3.
Greg?
Okay.
Nick, Samson, Ramy, yeah.
Miguel?
I'm going Nick, Samson, and Andrew. I might be crazy.
I've noticed there's some big Ramy thing with me, Miguel, but it's okay. Anyway.
No.
I like it. I like it.
I like it.
No, because guys, I don't see Ramy doing well in this show. He's going to be better than the Olympia, but he's not doing well. Listen.
No, with Miguel, Andrew's not a bad choice at all. It's not a bad choice. It's a very good choice, actually. Very good.
Big Ramy,
Oh, yeah.
Nick, and Samson. Best posing award is going to be
Samson.
Oh yes.
It's gonna come down between Andrew and Samson, I think, for best poser.
Most muscular.
I think Samson's gonna win that.
You know what? I hate that trophy. It's like first loser, because every time somebody wins it, they end up finishing second all the time with that trophy. But Yeah. I hate that trophy. I hate it. Like
I think
bad omen.
only Brent won both shows and
I
the most
never got it.
muscular.
I never won. Yeah, I know. But he won
And
the year he won that trophy. He didn't win it. Yeah, you're right. Um, ah, it's either Samson or Nick.
we have Classic. We have Ramon winning. And in wellness, we have Angela. You know, Angela is my favorite, Miguel. She's taking it. And men's physique.
Ben
Who's the Memphis?
Sissiki. Yeah, go ahead.
Men's physique is Aaron Banks, obviously.
Yeah, Aaron Banks.
The Olympia winner. Correct?
Yeah, Aaron Banks is doing this. Yeah, he's in the lineup.
Yeah.
It's true.
Miguel, do you follow men's physique?
I follow a little,
Yeah.
not as much, but Aaron has a great physique and it's very hard to beat him, especially coming for winning at the Olympia. But we have 4 Brazilian guys in this lineup. 4. We have Diogo Montenegro, who took 3rd place, right behind Hendrickson.
Yeah.
And he's battling with Aaron for a couple years. And Aaron is always ahead. But Diogo, this time, he's coming bigger and fuller. He got a feedback. Montenegro.
Yeah. But I have to say, I'm a big Kaiki fan. Carlos de Oliveira.
Yeah, he's my friend. He's my
really?
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's a nice guy. So Diogo is coming bigger. He's coming fuller. He cut his cardio on half. He was doing 2 hours of cardio before the Olympia. Now he's doing only 40 minutes. He's eating more carbs. His shoulders are bigger. What he did, I don't know, but he's coming bigger. He listened to the judge's feedback, and I don't know. It's very hard to beat Aaron, but Diogo is working hard. And we have Edge Palmeira. He got 5th place.
With the short black hair, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. This guy is improving like crazy. Diogo Montenegro was training him until like 5 weeks before the Olympia. So when Diogo came, man, I have to do my thing. And now Rude Boy is taking care of him.
Okay.
Correa, right?
Yeah, Ricardo.
But Carlos de Oliveira, though, you don't see him potentially because he was Olympia top guy last year, not this year.
Yes,
2021.
Yes. The problem is his former trainer, his former coach was doing something wrong in the final week, in his peak, and he was losing his peak. He was great 2 weeks before, 1 week before, and 2 days, the day of the show, he was like crap, unfortunately. And now he's changed coaches, and it seems for me he's getting better. He's very motivated for that, and he's very confident. So I think he's going to do well, better than the Olympia.
And guys, this Arnold Classic, we're excited. The season is starting off with a bang. We want to congratulate, what's his name? The Arnold Classic. Brian
Powers.
Brian Powers. He's a new boss there. And he started off a little bit shaky with those few people, but he's brought so many guys out now. I don't know if it's the money or if it's the phone calls he took, because it's not just about the prize, but he worked a lot. The guys are committed. Patrick Moore, the return. Keem Williams, Kamal, Shaun, Clarida, Nick Walker, Samson. We have a tremendous show. Guys, check out the link. It's the Arnold stream. I hope you guys pay for it at home and not just steal Instagram content, because that's not the same. And hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Sure.
What time is it at Arnold Classic at night there, Miguel? What time is it in Brazil for Arnold Classic usually?
It's usually 7 p.m.
Oh,
the
that's
finals.
A good time.
Yeah, it's a great time.
That's a great time.
It's 2 nights. It's Friday and Saturday. That's 2 nights.
Yeah, it's 2 nights.
It's Friday and Saturday. Yeah, 2 nights. Very nice. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for coming on. And before we go, Roy Evans, will we see you competing at the 2024 one?
At the 2024 what Arnold
Arnold
Classic?
Classic, of course.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I get an invite. I'll get an invite. I'm taking it. So because that's a dream. That's a dream to do my posing routine on that stage. So I'm already visualizing, manifesting that one. So I'm there. I don't duck competition. I mean, you seen me do New York Pro several times. Like, I don't care. Come on, come on. If I go out on my shield, I go out on my shield. That's just how I go. I'm there to give a fan to show,
And don't be afraid to do the Brazilian version either next year.
Oh yeah, if I get, like I said, I got nothing, if I could get the travel covered, I'll go all over the world. Usually the whole thing is like making stuff line up, getting the travel covered, and then like getting, making sure I got an invite. But anywhere the world wants to see me, I'm willing to go. I'm willing to do the business of bodybuilding.
Is Brazil an invite, Miguel?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you can just enter. You don't need to be invited. But yes, I think it's an open show.
Okay.
No invitation required. But I think they are always trying to get international athletes to Brazil. So I think it can happen. We have several big gyms emerging here, and there's one specifically, and they are trying to get or to turn in a point like oxygen gym, or Venice, like a place where bodybuilders from all over the world can be and can get, and they are investing on it. We have, who is the name? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Emir Omenagic.
Yes, the Turkish.
I think he's German. Emir.
Yeah.
Omenagic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing right.
Well, maybe not, but close enough.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's in Brazil. He's spending 3 months in this gym called Ironberg.
Yeah.
They are training him here and preparing for the Arnold Classic Brazil.
This is going to be a good one this year, and good Vito, he's doing it.
I don't think. Oh man, I don't think so.
Yes,
he's doing it. I think no, he's not doing. I just talked to his translator, and he's on off season at this point, and he's only going to compete at the second semester, as most of Brazilian bodybuilders. I don't think the most known bodybuilders in Brazil from open, they are only Rafael, Bruno Santos, William Martins. Good Vito is not Brazilian, but he's living in Brazil. All of these guys are competing in the second semester.
William Martins is an interesting talent, 350 pounds per chat right now, correct?
Yeah. And he's growing.
Miguel, after the show, let's talk some business, man. Let's make this stuff happen.
Yeah, sure. We can talk.
No, thank you very much, everyone, for coming on. And I hope fans, we can get you a little even more in the Arnold Classic spirit. And the season is now just started, and we're ready. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, thanks, man. All right, have a good one, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.